Greetings and salutations. Welcome to another episode of 365 Days of Gaming. Really appreciate you taking our time to check out this video. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Greatly appreciate it, so thank you. Now I'm going to talk to you about a game that I didn't hear a lot of people say anything about, good or bad. But I felt like this was very underrated and just should have been more well known. This is Scarlett Nexus. Now, I was told by Pika Shocks that this game was made by the team who made Tales of Vesperia, and I can definitely see that type of influence, right? This is a Namco Bandai game, and the story is you're in this world where there's this giant like space looking belt that opens up, and all of these things, these creepy looking things start to come out of them called others. So of course we have to create a defense force to deal with these things, and you can pick between two different characters, Yueto and Kasane. So you get the young man and you get Kasane, the young lady, and they have similar intertwined stories but different paths to get there. And I thought that was a really cool thing just off the rip. Like, you have two different characters and their powers are essentially the same, but their teams that they have are different. And then as you play through it, of course, there's the, come together moment, and everybody joins forces, and we figure out who the real threat is, and we got to deal with it. So this is, definitely anime inspired. The visuals, the story arcs, the gameplay, everything is like, from that. And it's a good thing. Like the combat, although this is, I guess you would consider an RPG, it has RPG elements, right? But the combat is very, action style, Devil May Cry-ish, never quite over the top as that. But I mean, you're combining, physical attacks with psychic abilities and things like that. People have elemental abilities. You can augment your character's abilities with your party members' abilities. So if someone has like fire-based moves, you can, borrow the pyrokinesis to your abilities and stuff like that. So, it's a game that is very unique in the combat, and but it's very fast paced, and it always keeps you engaged. And always one of my favorite things is you feel pretty cool as you're fighting these things. So it's not a very difficult game, although I only play normal difficulty because I'm too old to be trying to play the hardest difficulty for no reason. But I always thought like the combat was very fair. There's dodge mechanics, there's different things like that, so you can always, it's up to you to lose. Like if you get beat, if you die, it's because you got hit and you shouldn't have got hit. But the story is really cool as you start to see all of this time travel and trying to do the right thing. And as you keep playing, you start to see how all these different characters are intertwined, and why it makes sense that people are doing what they're doing. And hopefully there's a follow-up, because there's definitely some open-endedness at the end of this game. Now you're supposed to go through both paths. I only did the Kasane path for my original playthrough, so I'm still trying to work through the Yueto version, and maybe that's how you get to the rest of the story. I'm assuming that you'll learn a little bit more, but again, the ending felt like we should be getting to number 2, but I don't know how well the game did, so I'm not sure if that'll actually ever happen. But if you are a fan of action adventure type games, if you like animes, for example, like this is a game that checks a lot of those boxes in a great way. And there's also even like a social link type of thing going on. So those of you fans of games that have that type of aspect where you have to give gifts to your different comrades and people that that join your party, and they have their own stories and motivations, and you actually get to do these like little side missions with them and see why they are the way that they are, and what influences they have. And you see that there are a lot of overlapping relationships and really cool things story wise. So again, this is a game that I just didn't hear a lot about, but every person that I talked to who's played this game, they're like, no, fantastic game. Yeah, I don't get why anybody else, like why more people aren't playing this game or talking about this game. So this is what this platform is for, to give give shine to those lesser known games. And also, if you got Game Pass, the game is on Game Pass for free, so dive into that. If you are familiar with this game, I'd like to hear your thoughts on it. Want to see who your favorite characters were. I really like Kasane. I thought that was a fantastic character. Her story arc and how everything worked out was like, I didn't expect it to go that way, and I was very pleasantly surprised how her story is so important, and how it overlaps to everybody else's stories in one way or another. And So I'd like to hear who you thought, were some interesting characters or characteristics or whatever moments you thought were really cool from this game. Love to hear your thoughts on it. Either way, I appreciate you letting me reminisce with you. Y'all have fun. Y'all be safe. Peace.